Okay, we're starting for the page 1. First page. 3-day notice to pay or quit. This one is the unlawful detainer. Here the word is eviction. Eviction meaning for the we didn't pay for the rent. Anybody don't pay the rent, landlord, owner can be eviction. You be out. But this legal action should do, even who didn't pay that the rent, landlord cannot, you be out, you cannot. Just he gets to for someone to the court. After that, court is make a decision, the judgment. After that, should be out. Even few months didn't pay the rent, landlord cannot be out to the tenant. And then this one is the first thing. If somebody take them out, first one is a 3-day notice. 3-day notice to tenant. 3-day notice to form like this. To tenant, tenant name, tenant in possession of the premise at the address, tenant address, city of county, California, something. Please take notice that the rent on these premises occupied by you in the total amount of something, total amount, how much you didn't pay, right here at the amount for the following period. If not the 1 month, that period should put right down. Date due, meaning, for example, October 1st to October 30. Amount due, $2,000. Next line, November 1st, November 30, amount due, $2,000. Next one is December 1st, December 31st, amount due, same one. Next one is the from January 1st to January 31st. Even today is January 12th, but doesn't matter. Due date is from January 1st to January 31st. Amount due, $2,000. Next one is the if the more the period, put right down. There's not much more period. You are hereby required to pay this amount within 3 days, excluding Saturday, Sunday, and other judicial holiday. Everything is including from the date of service on you of this notice. To vacate and surrender possession of the premise in the premise. In the event you fail to do so, legal proceeding will be instituted against you to recover possession of the premises. Declare of the forfeiture of the rental agreement or lease under which you occupy the premises and recover rent, damage, and cost of suit. Rent is to be paid to the undersigned or the following person. Somebody. Rent is to be paid to at the following address. Following address meaning which address you should pay. Address. In the following manager. In person, use your date and hours for rent collection are by mail to the person and address indicate below. 여기 모든 인포메이션은 여기다 적어놔야 됩니다. By deposit to amount, total amount. 1 month $4,000. The 4 months he didn't pay, and total amount is $8,000. Total amount at bank name. Bank name put right here. Financial institution located 5 miles of your rental address, something. By electronic funds transfer procedure previous established. Date and landlord. It's right here. Something. Put right here. Next page. But this one is a 3-day notice. Should send a 3-day notice to tenant, the first. After that, after 3 days, he didn't pay. After that, this paper including should file for the summon at the court. That's very important, 3-day notice. Proof of service. The undersigned being at least 18 years old age. Any legal document over 18 years old adult should handle. Served this 3 days notice and notice, of which this is true copy on some. Name. This name is meaning occupant, tenant's name. One of the occupants listed above as follows. On date, I delivered the notice of the occupant personally. Personal date. First one is Mark. Second one is the on date. I delivered the notice to the person of suitable age and discretion at the occupant's residence business after having the personal service at the occupant's residence and the business, if known, date, I made for 3-day notice. Legal document I send to him. Third one, second one is the last occupant. Business, if known, on date, I made the second copy of the occupant at his or her residence. Next one, date, I posted the notice of the conspiracy place at the occupant. everything is same. And then date, sign, 3-day notice. Have to send it. Next page is California 60-day leave termination notice. 60-day, normally 3-day notice, but the 60-day lease termination notice in case he doesn't have any rent. Just month to month, every year, every month, he doesn't have any rent. In case 60-day lease termination notice. Same thing. But the 60-day notice meaning doesn't have any lease paper. In case 60-day notice should be used. Next page, affidavit of service. Affidavit of service. County, state, date, server, who, server, declare under penalty of perjury that a notice for eviction was delivered and served in the following manner. Respondent, the notice for eviction was delivered to defendant or respondent, normally defendant, name, address, location, date, time, something. Delivery, the recipient received the eviction notice by check one mail. The server sent the eviction notice in the mail by standard mail, certified mail, Federal Express, UPS, other. Normally we using standard mail. Do you know the standard mail? We say another word. What we can do, standard mail. If we can do any mail, standard mail, meaning if we're using other word, first mail, standard mail, a first mail. Direct service, the servers handed the eviction notice to a person identified as the respondent, someone at the residence. This one is how we can say direct service, someone at the residence, someone at the workplace, living at the residence, recipient, reject, delivery, other. Just delivery, how we can do? Normally direct service. If not direct service, someone at the residence, somebody live there, but that person, no, anybody walking, somebody at residence. The server handed the eviction notice to someone who identified as living at the residence and stated other name. The last one, verification. I declare under penalty of perjury, under the laws located in these states, that the foregoing is true and correct. Any case, if legal document, I should sign under the paper in case this verification, same thing. And then next line, server signature, date, print name. next one, it is possible. If somebody, even 3-day notice or 6-day notice, 30-day notice, after receiving, he didn't pay any rent. After that, he should file for the summon, eviction summon to the court. Court stamp this summon. After that, this summon is delivered to the tenant. In case this summon, any other summon is the receiving after 1 month, within 1 month is okay. But the eviction only, this document, and then it should summon delivery to tenant. Tenant should file answer. Answer is for summon eviction. Unlawful detainer. Unlawful detainer is the other word is eviction. Notice to defendant. Notice to defendant meaning tenant name. But sure to remember that tenant name, not one person, all of them. He should you are being sued by plaintiff. Plaintiffs meaning landlord, owner, right here. Okay, this court summon notice you have been sued. You receiving the suit. The court may decide against you without you are being heard unless you respond within 10 days. You may 10 days, not counting Saturday and Sunday, and other judicial on you. You have 10 days, not counting Saturday and Sunday, and other judicial holiday. After this summons and the legal papers are served on you to file a written response and the legal papers are served on you file. if this summons was served through a Secretary of State safe at home address, confidentially programmed, you have 15 days from the date of service, not counting you have 15 days from the date of service, not counting Saturday and Sunday and other judicial holiday to respond. You should remember that any someone receiving the summons, he filed the answer within 30 days. But this eviction only, he should file within 15 days. Over 15 days, that one is finished. You lose your any action. Eviction notice, only eviction notice, he should file answer. Yes. And then third one, a letter or phone call will not protect you. Your written response must be in proper again form if you want the court to hear your case. You may be a quote from that you can use for your response. There may be a quote form that you can use for your response. You can find these quote form and quote and more information at the self-help guide to the California Code. U Country Law Library, your county law library at the courthouse nearest you. If you do not file your response on file, you may lose at the court case by default, and the wage money property may be taken without further warning from the court. There are other legal qualifiers. There are other legal requirements. You may want to call an attorney right away. If you do not know an attorney, you may want to call an attorney referral service. If you cannot afford an attorney, you may be eligible for free legal service from a nonprofit legal service program. You can locate this nonprofit group at the California Legal Service website. The self-help guide to the California Court, or by contacting your local California or county bar association. Fee waiver: if you cannot pay at the same fee, ask the local election brother. No, court. The court has a statutory lien for waived fees and the cost on any settlement or arbitration award $10,000 or more. In a civil case, the court lien must be paid before the court will dismiss the case. Right side is a Hispanic. You don't need to think about it, the Hispanic. Number one, the name and address of the court. The court address should have put right here. Okay. Number one, the name and address of the court. Number two, name and address and telephone number of plaintiff's attorney or plaintiffs without an attorney. He can do attorney name or without attorney, doesn't matter, he can do it. Just the first page is, the first one is court address. Second one is court attorney or just a court attorney's, the landlord's name, put right here, next to page 3. It must be answered in all cases on unlawful detainer assistance. Unlawful detainer meaning legal matter, eviction, bus, professional code, something did not did. He getting some information from the for unlawful detainer assistance has received any help or advice for pay from an unlawful detainer assistance. Assistance name, telephone number, state something for county registration too, and telephone again on state something. Not the important. Just next page here. Page 7. I'm so heavy sleep. Page 7, complaint. Attorney or party without an attorney, name, phone name, street address, city, state, zip code, telephone number, email address, attorney for. Attorney for meaning for plaintiff's attorney, something like that. Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, street address in LA County at Law 111 North Hill Street, mailing address painting, city and zip code, Los Angeles, California, 90012. Branch name is California Central District. Plaintiffs meaning for the landlord's name, defendant, tenant's name. That is the so important box. Those 1, 2. This is not das. Those 1, 2, normally 20. 1 to 20. Complaint unlawful detainer. Complaint, amended complaint. Action is a limited civil case. Limited civil case meaning amount demand does not exceed $35,000. $35,000, and then amount demand does not exceed $10,000. Does not exceed $10,000. Landlord is didn't pay $10,000 less. Next one is excess $10,000. $10,000 over excess. Action is unlimited civil case. Amount demands exceed $35,000. Action is reclassified by these amounts. Complaint or accused complaint. Plaintiffs meaning landlord, owner, allege cause of action against defendant, name each. Defendant name each meaning all defendant, husband and wife, and all family. Put right here, right name here. 2. Plaintiffs is on individual over age 18 years. Plaintiffs is on individual over the age of 18 years. 2. Plaintiff, a public agency. Plaintiffs 3. Other specified. 4. Partnership. 5. Corporation. 3. B. Plaintiff has complied with the fictitious business name law and doing business under the fictitious name of. Fictitious name of meaning any business name. The plaintiffs I'm so heavy sleep. You should go to the restroom. 10-minute break. You can be out. 10 minutes. Can be out 10 minutes.
有死亡。48所高校的大学生不允许在这边上班。你想通过留学过来拿身份更不可能。
为什么不行
？48所高校就不让你来。
不服了。
以后来美国拿这卡的途径就是结婚、投资移民、自杀。
老虎健康。
吃屎不可。疫情前都要结婚。我刚来过几个。这么慢？对呀，现在刚刚不上台都这么慢。你递交其他的申请也很慢。
你在这个状态还要办这个？
因为我要保持有效身份，到时候面试的话都会问你。如果你要没有这个时期哈，就你但凡有3个月，你也没有 idea， 你什么都没有，你面谈你那个面试你就过不了。但是第一的话，还是建议你就是找个真实的，因为现在假的，你知道全球经济不好，你知道骗子就更多。
假的没有通知。不想，真的假的都不想搞，何老师不读书，太狠。
我每天都4点就出门，我4点，然后我先把车停在那个康沃斯那个赌场，然后在那里睡到9点，然后再开车5趟车。
你后边被罚了？
我被罚2次，一次起诉，2次。现在是就是赚了没啥钱了，特别是都要钱。
从业人。
我以前前年、去年我都在那停2年了。
学校打电话，你说我明天早可不可以看你？
不可以，因为人家也不可能4点钟给我来。但是我从5点以后，从多大的过来就不知道。
从5点钟。
我
送孩子8点半出来，到处都还是多。
我这个办法，我下次半夜12点开车就可能然后睡后半夜直接睡到8点。
你晚上不睡了，直接。
只上床，还行。我中间想的，我还没在睡，我睡的时候。
我不是要开着空调吗？
不用开着窗户，哇，窗户开着，然后冻死你。我说我带着睡袋子，我还能7点钟。我在睡袋里。
不害怕。
不害怕呀。在赌场也挺那啥，赌场可能因为其他的地方没那啥，不是车人多也会锁你车。像康斯科什么的，
上语还行，上语11个小段，英语开学第1节课，第2节，这是第2节，3次啊，上面完了，你来哪？自己做的，我没看着，在后面，上午还行啊，然后我第1个走。
Number 3, page 7, number 3. The venue is the court's name above because defendant's name above is the possession of the premise meaning property located at street address, apartment number, city, zip code, and county. The premise is 3AR. Number one, written the city, limited or name of city. Two, written the unincorporated area or name of county. Unincorporated area meaning perfect address is not have any. For example, for the Lancaster, somebody, that area. C, the premise in 3A were constructed in approximate year. 4, plaintiff's interest in the premise is some as owner, other. 5, the true names and the capacity of defendant sued as are unknown to plaintiffs. Note, do not use the form eviction, something like that. Next page. 6. Page 8, 6. On or about meaning date. Defendant name each. Number 1, agree to rent to premise as a month-to-month tenancy. Normally, 99% is month-to-month to tenancy. Other tenants, somebody paid one time per 3 months something, but normally month-to-month tenancy. Number 2, agree to pay rent or payable monthly, other specified frequent. Number 3, agree to pay rent on the first of the month, other day, something. 2, this written or oral agreement was made with normally written agreement. Number 1, plaintiff's agent meaning manager or something. 3, plaintiff's principal interest, something other. C, the defendant not named in item 6AR, a subtenant, assignee, other. Subtenant meaning for landlord, tenant is getting for the 2 years rent, but he leaving just 6 months. After that, he cannot leave, he should move. In case he should pay the rent amount, total amount. In case he find that there's somebody, the rest of time he leaving that place. In case that one is a subtenant. D, the agreement was later changed as follows. For example, somebody, the first time the rent is $1,000 per month, and then after that $1,000 100 per month. That's a change it. We put right here that the change it. E, a copy of the written agreement, including any addenda or attachment that form the basis of this complaint is attached, and the label Exhibit 1 required for residential property unlawful. Item 6F is checked. C, called civil procedure something. F, for resident property. A copy of the written E, a copy of the written agreement, including any addenda or attachment that form the basis of this complaint, is attached, and the label Exhibit A, required for residential property, unless item 6A is attached. Seven, the tenancy described in 6 complex A is not subject to the Tenant Protection Act of 2019, Civil Code 1946.2, the specific subpart supporting why tenancy is exempted is B, is subject to the tenant protection. A, complete only it. Item 7B is checked. Check all evidence essentially. Number 8. Complete only if item 7B is checked. Check all applicable box. A, tenancy was terminated for all faults, just cause. B, tenancy was terminated for no faults, just cause. A, 1, waive the payment of rent for the final months of the tenancy. Waive the payment of rent for the final month. Eight, complete only if item 7B is checked. Check all applicable box. A, the tenancy was terminated for all faults, just cause. B, the tenancy was terminated for no faults, just cause. 1, waive the payment of rent for the final months of the tenancy. B, for the rent, key due on the section. C, because tenant defendant failed to vacate, plaintiff is seeking to recover the total amount in A, B as damage in this action. Number 9, defendant name each was served the following notice on the same date and in the same manner. Number one, 3-day notice to pay rent or keep. Anybody receiving, any defendant receiving 3-day notice to pay rent or keep. 2, 30-day notice, no. 3, 60-day notice, no. 4, 3-day notice to quit, no. 3-day notice to pay rent or quit is exact date. Or number 5, 3-day notice to perform covenant, quit, no. 6, 3-day notice to quit under civil code, prior required notice to perform covenant served. 7, other. Just number 1, mark. 3-day notice to pay rent or quit. Next page, number 9. The on a date, the period stated in the notice checked in 9A expired at the end of the day. 2, defendant failed to comply with the requirement of the notice by that date. C, all facts stated in the notice are true. B, the notice required including at the election of forfeiture. 3, a copy of the notice is attached and labeled Exhibit B. F, one or more defendants were served, 1, with the prior required notice under Civil Code 1946.2. C, 2, with the defendant notice. 3, on a different date. D, the notice including an election of forfeiture. E, a copy of the notice is attached and labeled Exhibit B. F, one or more defendants were served, 1, with the prior required notice on the Civil Code, 2, with a different notice, 3, on a different date, 4, in a different manner as stated attachment. 10C, everything is okay. 10A, the notice in item 9A was served on the defendant name in item 9A as follows. 1, by personally handling a copy of defendant. 2, by leaving a copy with the name of the description, a person of the suitable age and the description, meaning for the don't have any person and then leaving the notice to the house, but that house is children only. In case no, he should deliver next day. Residence, business, and mailing a copy of defendant and defendant place of residence on some date because defendant cannot be found at defendant's residence or unusual place of business. 3. By posting a copy of premise on date and giving a copy of a person found residence at the premise and mailing a copy of defendants at the premise on date. 8. Because defendant's residence and unusual place of business cannot be ascertained, or B, because no person of suitable age or description can be found there. 4. Not for 3 days notice, see Civil Code 1946, before using, by sending a copy of certified or registered mail address to defendant on date something. 5. Not for residential tenancy, see Civil Code 1953 before using, in the manner specified in a written commercial lease between the parties. B. Name was served on behalf of all defendants who signed a joint written rental agreement. D. Proof of service of the notice in item 9A attached and label exhibit 3. 11. Plaintiffs demands possession from each defendant because of expiration of a fixed tenant lease. 12. At the time of 3-day notice to pay rent or quit was served, the amount rent due was something. Total amount put right here. 13. The fair rental value of the premise per day. For example, 2,000 a month per rent per day. Divided with 3:30, and then 1 day is $70, $68 something. 14. Defendants continued possession malicious, and plaintiffs is entitled statutory damages under Code of Civil Procedure section. 15. A written agreement between the parties provide an attorney fee. 16. Defendant tenancy is subject to the local rent control or eviction control ordinance, Civil County title of residence and date of possession. Plaintiffs has met all applicable requirements of the ordinance. 17. Other allegations are stated in attachment 17. 18. Plaintiffs accepted the jurisdiction limit, if any, of the court. Next page, page 10. 19. Plaintiff's request. Number 8. Possession of the premise. Premise is this property, possession of property. B. Cost current in this proceeding, total amount paid. C. Past due rent of how much? D. Reasonable attorney fee. E. Forfeiture of the agreement. Forfeiture of the agreement, meaning for the agreement is the expired. F. Damage in the amount of waived rent or relocation assistance as stated in item A. G. Damage at the rate stated in item 13 from date something for each day that defendant remain in possession through entry of judgment. H. Statutory damage up to $600 for the conduct at least in item 14. Statutory damage meaning he carried the dog or cat and then they should have cleaned up everything. 20. Number of page attached. Unlawful detained assistant. Somebody, the assistant, and the mark here, but doesn't have any assistant, just a pass. 21. Completed all cases on unlawful detained assistant did not did. For compensation, give advice assistance with the form. If different was received any help or advice for pay from an unlawful detained assistant. A. Assistant's name. B. Street address, city and zip code. C. Telephone number. D. County of registration. E. Registration number. F. Expire on. Date. Type of print name. Tenant, like tenant, landlord or manager name, and right side the signature. Verification is use different verification from verifications by an attorney or a corporation or partnership. I am the plaintiffs in this proceeding and have read this complaint. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct. This oath, date, name, and right side, the signature. Everything is the lawsuit. That's so terrible. Sorry about that. I'm so got the problem. And we should be finished a little bit earlier. You can go home. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.